We all kind of know we should read the Bible, but often it's difficult. It is difficult to try and get God's truth out of the Bible sometimes. And so I think one reason I'm motivated by it is the fact that Jesus, when he was alone in the wilderness, and he'd been there for 40 days and he was tempted and he was knackered and he was hungry, the enemy came to him and said, "Oh, Jesus, why don't you turn these stones into bread?" And Jesus' response was, "No, I'm not going to do that, because man does not live by bread alone, but by every word that comes from the mouth of God." And there's such a force in that statement that's saying, this is more important than hunger. This is more important even than life itself, because we live by this word. We live by, and what does that mean in our daily life? I think that means it's God's word that refreshes us. It's God's words that pour into our lives and that overflow. And it's by immersing ourselves in that if essentially what we're doing is we're immersing ourselves in Him and in a revelation of Him. This is how He chooses to show Himself to us. And ultimately what the Bible does, it's not the Bible in and of itself, it's what the Bible leads us to, which is God. And it's through His word, somehow the mystery of it, it chooses to lead us to Himself. And so what I've found is there are certain verses like, "My grace is sufficient for you," that Christians often, we take it and we think, okay, my grace is sufficient for you. But that verse in and of itself is not sufficient. What's sufficient is God's grace. The verse is the thing that leads us on to that. And that's how he's chosen to do it. It's the ultimate authority. And it's worth it, because knowing God is so worth it.